Alright. Welcome to the show. My name is Nathaniel David Allen Shoemaker.
No, Sweeto.
Cleo Lammers.
And you have tuned in to the sultry sounds of Film Nerds Hour.
Which is, I don't even know how I was going to finish that sentence. But we got a real treat today to discuss, which is the interesting, to say the least, movie Class of Nuk'em High, which is a Troma film. For those of you who don't know what Troma Entertainment is, it's basically a... What is the word without swearing for the first minute? It's a very interesting...
It's different.
It's a different amount.
Shocking.
Imagine if a film company was based their movies entirely off of nuclear radiation and the crazy shit that it causes.
Well, that's this movie.
A Toxic Avenger.
A
lot of the Troma films are based off of radiation.
You definitely said shit.
I know.
Okay.
Well, we can put in a dolphin sound.
Okay.
That one's a lighter word.
Okay.
It's just the F-bombs we want to try.
Here. If that wasn't the first minute, just put this in to cover it. There, do that.
Oh, Lord. All right.
It was at like 54.
So, where do we even begin with the Class of Nuk'em High? Because I've seen it once. I was on a cheesy B-movie bender when I was on Prime, because they had a whole bunch at the time. And I decided to watch Toxic Avenger first, which is also something that we'll have to review, because Toxic Avenger, I think you guys both loved Class of Nuk'em High.
I mean...
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that
my
was
new favorite movie.
Toxic
enjoyable.
Avenger, you guys will love. It's got all the stereotypes and stuff, so...
Same fat guy, right?
Yeah. same fat guy, but this time he plays the mayor.
How does he get all these high official jobs? Mayor, head of a nuclear facility.
And then, he in Street Trash, R.L. Ryan, he is the guy that we're talking about. He also played the junkyard owner, if you guys remember.
He always owns something.
He always owns a plot of land.
Street Trash is about a bunch of homeless people. I think the guy who owns the junkyard is the richest person.
Right.
He says, I got $1 million.
You never really see the mob boss's house in there either. But...
No, I mean, I'm guessing he's a mob boss. But hey, anyway.
Not him. I mean the...
Yeah, I know.
But Class of Nuk'em High. You guys give your explanation first before we break it down.
I think this was a movie where they brought in, however many 10 to 13 writers, because there's no way it had less than that. And they said, before you guys get to work on your typewriters, there's this thing called heroin. You gotta try it.
I would say acid.
Yeah, could be that as well.
Too.
Let this dissolve in your tongue. It's gonna be great.
Okay, what the fuck? Okay, so, I don't even know what to say. The acting, horrendous, but also amazing.
But hilarious.
It's so good. It's so dramatic and so fucking funny. It's like, the script is obviously meant to be fucking stupid.
Yeah, and the director was clearly like, no, do it worse.
Yeah, he's like, now do this as... I don't know.
Do it as though you don't know how to act.
It's like Piranha Double D in a nutshell.
Maybe they purposely...
Hired people who didn't know how to act.
Didn't know.
I mean, just the movie itself. I mean, the first time I saw it, my thing, too, was what really got me was the boner and pregnancy scene after they got high.
Jesus.
Which I will say, for a Troma movie, it has less nudity than I would have expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the second one definitely has more nudity.
I mean,
full frontal, back shots. I think they even have a couple dicks in there.
Huh. Well, that's progressive?
That is.
Question mark?
Well, that's something that you never see in films. You never see a dick.
Yeah. Oh, but no. Boobs,
you see a close
boobs everywhere. Boobs everywhere.
And a bush here and there.
Yeah, you can show as many boobs as you want, but whew, if you get close to a man's private part, ugh, no way.
I never got that. Everybody freaks out. It's like, it's just a flaccid muscle, man.
Right?
You heard it here first.
It's like an extra limb, just small.
We are here for equal opportunity in nudity.
Yeah, definitely this one. Actually, that was surprising, because I think Toxic Avenger even had
Oh, yeah.
Quite a bit of nudity, too.
Well, Toxic Avenger also has the scene with the kid getting run over by the car, and I'm like, I need to step away for 2 hours.
That was one of the darker scenes I still don't like in Class of Nuk'em High, is when they beat up the grandma. That one was
that
was fucked
and she's, like, twitching and foaming at the mouth. Like, granted, they don't, like, show anything like they do at Toxic Avenger. It's just sound effects, and you see the arm going. But
yeah, that's really fucked up. I didn't like that at all.
No. That was the one time where you weren't laughing hysterically.
Troma is
like, no, you do not fucking beat up any
grandma?
woman, let alone a fucking grandma.
Yeah, I like how it's a movie about, like, the effects of nuclear radiation, and we see things that we don't even know how to describe on this show. But you hit a woman, no.
Troma is known for their messed up, fucked up type sense of humor, though.
Exploitation, kind of.
There's always one really messed up, disturbing scene, it seems like, in every, like, Troma movie so far that I've seen.
Yeah.
So...
I thought I was the high one.
Yeah, but you picked a great one to watch with that. Yeah.
Honestly, though, I'm very, very pleased with the outcome. This is the fucking... I don't even know how to describe. Like, I was entertained and, like, in it the whole time.
Well, 80s movies are your wheelhouse, so I'm even shocked we found one that you had never heard of, let alone seen.
Well, I told you a whole bunch that you didn't know of yesterday.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that many 80s movies at all, actually.
It's just your favorite?
Oh, I just love poorly made movies in general.
Which I have a whole bunch for you.
Like,
I've got
all
a
those
slew.
fucking horror movies I have, such fucking trash. But I love them.
I used to have really bad made movies. Like, I don't think I ever told you this, but my brothers, they bought one of those camcorders with the mini CDs, and we made Star Wars movies, but we didn't know how to edit it to look like actual lightsabers. So it was just like, I'm going to pretend to shoot you, and then you're going to fall down, and it's like, okay.
I mean, it could be worse. I mean, that's basically Wild Eye releasing in a nutshell.
Yeah.
No offense to Wild Eye, but...
And my brother, he made stop-motion Star Wars movies with his action figures. And he actually did a really neat thing, because did you ever get the Palpatine Episode 3 action figure?
I think so.
So
I did have him.
He had interchangeable hands, so like you could change it so he's like shooting lightning, he has normal hands, he's holding the lightsaber.
Right.
But his head was also interchangeable. So for the scene in Episode 3 when Count Dooku gets his head chopped off, my brother put the cape over Count Dooku's head, the action figure, and then just had one of the spare heads just off to the side, so it looked like his hair. Yeah.
Nice.
It was pretty genius for like a 14-year-old.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Diving into like Class of Nuk'em High.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
I don't even know.
I want to say something about how graphic all these deaths were. I mean, like, when that woman was shot, that was, like, fine. That was whatever. That was literally nothing.
When that woman was shot, it was fine. If that doesn't set a tone.
Well, I think that was probably the fakest death in there.
I mean, right, exactly. But, like, this fucking monster stuck his fucking hand through the back of someone's head. Like,
clean eyeball. Just sticking
just
on the
right
finger.
No, it's like how it just slid right in. It's like,
Yeah.
What kind of fucking acidic bullshit is on that thing where it can just melt right through your fucking head?
We're also talking about a thing that was what did we decide it was? A
radioactive sperm.
But it like grew into a fucking monster.
So the whole climax of this movie, do we blame it on the girl who like ran in the bathroom? Screamed.
No, we blame it on the punks, because basically what happens in this movie, essentially, is that there's these punks, and they basically. So we start off with a nuclear plant next to a high school. The nuclear plant leaks, and water. And the nuclear waste gets into the water. So the student drinks from the water fountain, basically melts from the inside out, starts freaking out, assaults one of his classmates, jumps out the window, and then melts to nothing, which is extremely graphic.
Yeah.
Which you'd think for a low-budget indie film, it wouldn't be as good. But then looking again at Street Trash,
And, like, it makes sense of, like, why the costuming for some characters in this movie isn't great, and they didn't get, like, top-notch actors, because it's like, yeah, 90% of the budget is going to the effects.
It's like the indie film.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's one thing you got to give them credit for, that's what's something I favor about this movie.
Yeah.
Is because it reminds me of Evil Dead.
Yeah.
I never have cringed so much at one movie in a good way because of how graphic. No, the first one. The first one, their claymation and stuff and special effects were amazing.
Yeah.
It's more realistic, which is really sad than most of these horror films now.
Yeah.
And it's really kind of pathetic on Hollywood's part.
Cough. Okay.
All right. Tell her.
Tell her like it is, sister.
You know.
You tell her, bitch.
What? No, Class of Nuk'em High, they did their death scenes really well. And a lot of their, like, even their monster.
Yeah.
The giant sperm monster thing. Was...
Okay.
Giant sperm monster.
So when we say good deaths, we mean, like, how they're, like, put together, right? Not how the acting was, because...
No, not how the acting was.
Just making, like, fucking bubbly noises.
Turned into Mickey Mouse for a second.
Yeah, no. The acting is so horrendous in this movie, but at the same time, you look at some of these other movies, and it's pretty bad. Like, this one was, like, a suitably bad acting. Like, it was believable enough because it was so bad.
Yes.
Then there is, like, the subgenre of it's so bad. Like,
It's great.
Like, Sharknado. The acting is great in the sense of badness, or just low rent. It's exactly what you'd expect.
Since the last one has come out, I make a point to once a year marathon all 6 Sharknadoes. That way, for the next 364 days, every movie looks better by comparison. I torture myself for one day.
Oh, I don't
a year's
think it's
worth
torture.
of happiness.
I can't
I've seen
torture
the first
myself.
one only.
Oh.
You need to see the second one. The second one is the best.
I don't know.
Okay, but...
I mean, can you really top holding a chainsaw, jumping into a shark's mouth, and pulling out your intact daughter? I don't think you can.
Yeah, by going completely through the shark and pretty much out its anus, and then reaching in and grabbing your wife's arm that still has your ring and reproposing to her on the top of the Empire State Building. I'm sorry, I just spoiled the second one for you.
Well,
No, it doesn't surprise me.
yeah.
But
Yes.
what I liked better than Sharknado, which I didn't really like Sharknado, it was kind of shit.
It was meant to be.
It was also, like,
purpose.
overhyped, though. Everyone's just like, it's so funny, it's so good.
It
I'm
is, because there's so many cameos, and it's just so cheesy.
They got Al Roker
But
in one
anyway.
of the movies.
Whatever, bitches. Listen. Birdemic.
Dare you? Oh,
Birdemic
yeah.
is a terrible movie.
Oh my god, it's so fucking good.
The what is her
The
name?
graphics, impeccable.
Whitney Moore. I follow her YouTube stuff like constantly. She's in Birdemic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's the girlfriend with the blonde short hair.
I haven't seen it in a while.
But going back to Nuk'em High,
Okay, but wait. Zombievers? Seen that?
I haven't seen
That
it yet,
sounds
but I
like
do
an
have a
adult
bunch of
horror.
cute
Watch it.
animals.
Fucking watch it.
Okay.
So good. Fucking watch it.
All right. You're lucky you're yelling at 2 of the most submissive guys on the planet.
Also, God, I have so many movies I want you guys to watch, but you know what? Let's go back to Nuk'em High.
Well, we can have you pick next week.
We could. Okay. It's the movie. What's it called?
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah. She's doing hand gestures, people.
Wages of Sin.
I don't know that one.
It's a really horrible movie that I have in my movie sets of 40 shitty
Oh, yeah.
scary movies. Yeah.
You made me die laughing with those because it's like a set of 20 movies, 19 I've never heard of, and then H2O Halloween Resurrection.
I don't know
Jamie Lee.
if that's an insult to the movie or well, at least if they see it, they'll know one, and then they'll make the rest look terrible.
Well, I mean,
by
Jamie
comparison.
Lee has said she doesn't like it.
I think
Well,
they
that's 'cause
just
of
chose
the-
every low budget movie they could.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That they could get the
Wages
rights
of
to.
Sin though, I've seen it 8 times. I
Really?
watch it with most of my friends.
Okay.
Because it's so fucking bad. The acting, oh my god, and
Awesome.
the camera work, how there's that person and there's audio, then it cuts, and then there's the person and the audio starts up again. It's very clear.
Yeah, very bad.
Shifts in scene. There's space. There's empty space that you realize what the fuck? And oh my god, all the actors. Oh my god.
We're definitely gonna have to
Classic,
watch
beautiful.
Zombie Croc as well. because that
Zombie
one
Croc?
we won't make it 20 minutes into. I couldn't do it.
If you couldn't watch it, it's bad.
Yeah, I couldn't make it past 20 minutes. It was that bad.
My dad and I watched this clearly kind of homemade movie about a swamp Bigfoot, and it's clearly filmed on a camcorder.
Was it
It
the
was
Swamp
on
Thing?
Amazon.
No, it wasn't Swamp Thing, was it?
No,
Man Thing?
It's probably one.
I'll find it, but
really
it's
one-off.
fucking weird though. It was so wild, and I'm surprised we watched the whole thing. It's a bunch of these people are in camp in Florida
Yeah.
by the Everglades and stuff.
You gotta watch those movies that make time slow down, you know?
All right, but going back to Class of
going
Nuk'em High.
back. Okay.
Yes, let's get back to topic of this fantastic movie.
So essentially, so we have the nuclear plant next to the school. First kid dies, and then we I think the school, if I remember right, it kind of spiraled out of control.
Well, eventually. I mean, the party happens first.
Yeah, party happens, and then we see a whole bunch of titties just hanging out.
Well, the thing is-
somebody drinking some sunscreen
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw that.
oh my
after rubbing
God.
it on herself. One girl's just walking, and this is in the high school, by the way. One girl just walks up to all her friends with her titties hanging out, and is like,
She's like, what? What's happening?
What's
Like,
wrong?
Yeah, and right for the boyfriend, and the girlfriend freaks out and covers her boyfriend's eyes, which is kind of funny.
My favorite are the two very not subtle dork guys, like their
It's
eyes
like
could
Bill
not
and
be
Ted.
wider. Yeah.
I couldn't tell who was carrying the girl's top behind her, and I just was kind of hoping it wasn't some creepy dude.
Oh, it was. Rest assured, if you couldn't see it, it was.
Well, no, I mean, what do you mean? No, I mean, I saw a guy holding the top.
Rest assured, he was a creep.
Yeah. And I
I
was
mean-
it made me uncomfortable watching him chase after her because she's clearly fucking high or
What
something.
what if he was like a good Samaritan? You've lost your top, miss.
Oh, you mean
miss.
like Colossus and Deadpool?
Exactly.
Oh, your boobs
Yup,
out.
you're there you
Oh,
go.
thank you, that's so sweet. No,
Nut
punch.
shot. Yeah.
Or as Deadpool would say, cock shot.
Yep. Oh, your poor wife. Yeah.
But basically, at this party,
party.
these punks that are at the school, and they're just bizarrely they got huge nose rings for one.
They're amazing.
One dude is carrying a literal dinosaur bone, basically.
One girl,
That was
yeah.
the same guy who had the fucking huge nose rings.
Yeah.
actually.
Oh yeah, right, it is.
Well, yes, let's not discredit any part of this guy's costume. So let's go down. He's got the face tattoo, the mohawk, giant nose ring.
Mouth guards.
Mouth
And when we
guards.
say giant, we mean down to his chin,
Like-
it's a hula hoop go
Yeah.
through his nose.
Exactly. He's wearing a gun holster in front of his pants.
And it's a little
It's a dick holster.
erect.
It's a fucking penis holster. Okay, we're gonna be real here.
I call what
you
He
lost it.
fucking
called it-
jacked it at one point.
I called it a cock holster. That's what it is, man.
Oh god.
Yeah, there is a bathroom scene in there where so the main leaders of the group, him and his girl, they have a weird tendency to make out with random people. This
Yeah.
dude just literally
As
grabs
you
a girl, starts making out with her, and then she can't breathe, and then she closes her eyes and is like, "Oh, I'm so glad he made out with me."
Yeah.
And then this other girl, she makes out with this nerd. Then the gang kicks the shit out of him, and then she puts it between his legs.
Starts making
gives
noises
him,
that are questionable.
yeah, starts squeezing his legs, shaking his head, start making questionable noises, and then picks him up and then rams him into a wall.
No, she puts him up against the wall, and then she rams her head into his stomach.
Then she at one point is stepping on his chest, right?
Stepping on his dick.
Jump.
Dick. Oh my
with
god.
high heels
Yep,
on?
yep.
Hell no.
And then there's the other scene where she goes into the bathroom and tells that nerd
She's
to...
peeing at the urinal.
Yeah, she just
Dying.
takes it out and just starts splashing. Now, the sound effects were spot on.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Which is funny because that was probably the most spot-on effect of this entire movie for sounds.
There's a question that my brain is curious, but I don't know if I want the entire world to know that I asked it. Can
Oh.
girls aim?
Not
No.
really.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, girl perspective, no.
Okay.
I have,
that's why I'm asking.
I have something, I call it my girl penis, but it's really called a go girl, and it's like a
Cup
pink
thing. I've
funnel,
seen that. Yes.
and then you just hold it between your legs, and you pig out it's like a penis. You have to even shake it and squeeze it at the end.
I don't know
You
what
people
you think.
visually can't see the face I make, but just assume I made it, and I
And
did.
I don't know how many guys I think you guys gotta know for a guy's perspective what we do when we're done.
Yeah, you shake it. I've seen it.
Shake twice for Texas.
Who shakes it exactly?
We do, or the spirits.
I've seen a lot of boys pee in my life. Rest assured.
Interesting. Back to the topic.
Welcome to the confession episode.
You think as a hoe. I haven't seen
I wasn't gonna say something.
dicks. Just
Okay.
dicks in general. Okay, anyway.
Alright.
But there was that one scene, and she pins him up against the wall, starts to try and kiss him, but then like gets aggressive, and then the one dude comes in, and is like, "What do we have here?" And
he's like, "Can I leave you alone for 1 minute?"
yeah, it's one of those things you have to watch, but
Polyamorous
I
relationship.
can't tell
Basically-
if he's like joking about it or
yeah, they're like, are they a couple? But they make out with random people and torture them, and I don't know.
Well, these are also kids who they previously said were the Ivy League students.
Oh
and I
yeah, they
guess-
were the honors team until the nuclear radiation seeped in.
And apparently that's how it works, guys. You can be honor students, and then radiation can turn you into gang members.
That
That's
are
how
you're saying
basically
they weren't like
punks
that
and
at the
Mad
beginning of the
Max.
movie?
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, that they were saying pre the movie.
That they were honor students, yeah.
So, but how did they? So they just didn't
The
know about the
nuclear
radiation,
radiation.
until the plant like exploded, or what?
Yeah, they didn't know until they had that one problem with the kid. The radiation dude, the fat dude, said it's fine
Well, one of the
and there's no leaks.
One of the offhand
sure.
lines in this movie is like, "Isn't the radiation dangerous?" And somebody's like, "Come on, it's a quarter of a mile away," you know.
Dumbass.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
Yeah, stupid.
Stupid ass
and
bitch.
these punks, what the punks end up doing is they develop. They go to the junkyard, get some weed, and then they make it
Junkyard,
radioactive.
the outside of the
Radiation plant, yeah, nuclear plant, and they
atomic hive.
yeah, and they get atomic weed.
Yeah.
As
Oh yeah, they also try to make the nerds smoke the weed after this girl pushes him against the wall.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they I don't know what they're trying to do to people.
They're trying to get them hooked. On
trying
the
to get 'em
atomic high.
but also like a mob form.
And also, I want to point out,
and they're like, this joint is $20.
well, that's something I want to say. The joints, it looks clearly like they were just like, get a little crumpled piece of paper that you could that looks like a joint, and then just highlight it yellow. Like, that's what it looks like to me.
It looks like they took a paper grocery bag,
Yeah.
piece of that off, and just rolled it.
Yeah, and then, yeah.
Yeah, it's tacky, but
That's all of this movie. It's tacky, but...
the effect, though, that when they're actually smoking it, like how green it looks, and then the color grading. Yeah, and it looks really weird, and the weird sound effects. But our main two characters, Warren, right?
I'll look up the... Time to add Class of Nuk'em High cast members to my Google search history.
Oh, boy.
Don't worry, it'll be right above Octopus Top Hat and Thumbelina. Alright.
Hey, girl. We don't judge here.
No, I know. Why do you think I offered that freely? I was about to type Atomic, but Atomic isn't in it. It's Class of Nuk'em High.
It is atomic, though.
It is. 1986.
Atomically dope. Oh my god, atomic dope, more like.
Yeah. Atomic.
Because weed is dope.
Chrissy and
Get it?
Warren,
Okay.
yeah. I know, I got you.
My
Yeah.
dad calls it dope because he's a dad. In kegs, and he's like, okay, whatever, you guys can stay. But then, like, they invite, like, 30 other people.
Yeah.
And everyone's just like, whoa, we would never thought you would have a party.
Is that like Project X or something like that?
No,
Okay.
it's
See, was he a popular kid, though? Because, like,
No.
if it's a popular kid that could get to see, then yeah, that's where it
I mean,
kind
he had
of...
friends, but I think he was just pretty, like, much a nerd. He, like, had perfect attendance. He didn't hang out with anybody always. He
I mean,
just studied.
I feel like...
If I announced at my school, I'm throwing a party, 3 people are showing up. Max.
I mean, I feel like, though, if it's a high school party and say that you're going to have kegs there and beer and drugs, anybody's going to be trying to get behind that.
My dad was a pastor. You think I was offering any of those things, lie or otherwise?
You never know under the table, man.
Man, I knew the atomic high.
It's under the table, man.
For those listening, every time I say atomic high in that voice, please take a shot. Continue.
Oh, are we doing a drunk Markiplier episode now?
Sure, why not? Let's commit to that halfway through.
We'll take the shot.
Let's do the shot. Okay, so the movie.
Yes.
So
They're at the party.
basically,
They
Chrissy and
get high.
Warren go upstairs.
They do the dirty.
And they do the
They
dirty
bing
while
bong.
they're
They do the dance without any pants.
Oh goodness.
you never heard that?
while
No.
Class of Nuk'em High's version of Bill and Ted are sitting like, oh, he's never gonna get laid by that uptight girl.
Yeah, his uptight
And
girlfriend's
then
never gonna get laid.
they basically look over and literally do like a Bill and Ted.
Oh yeah.
But what's funny is this movie's made in 1984.
We gotta get more of that weed. Yeah, 86.
No, the first one was in 1984.
Then they're like, the friends are like walking up the
Pretty
stairs
sure.
and they're like,
Oh,
oh, she's
so
so
it is
tight.
6.
Why'd she? They're talking about how tight she was for the longest time, and then they go
Uptight, yeah.
uptight, and then he's like fucking her, and they're like, whoa.
Yeah, they literally look up, which is kind of weird because Bill and Ted was made in 89, came out in 89. So
Do
that
we
was kinda
talk?
funny.
Do we talk
You guys-
about how we all had the same reaction to her taking her top off?
Yeah, so
Oh my god, pepperoni nips to the max. Okay.
Oh my god!
very, very
It looked like something.
Puffy.
It looked like
Half-
something you would see in the air
Half
in
of her
Arizona.
boob was nipple. Half of it was just nipple surface.
It did not look. No, it did. Yeah. No.
Like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
So I wonder what they're now. Did they really? Because it feels like they were like, okay, everybody get topless who we're gonna have as extras,
Yeah.
except for the actors.
You're
that
the
we
main
cast.
character because you look weird.
I mean, it feels like that whole thing
Yeah.
was like, we're gonna cast you because you all have weird body types.
Exactly.
But basically, yeah, we see a bunch of pepperoni tits, and then we see the Bill and Ted come up, and they're like, "Whoa!" and they're just staring at their friend
We gotta
boning,
get
which
more
is
weed. Yeah. No.
yeah, which is kind of disturbing,
Yeah, I don't know any friends who would watch me have sex.
and it's pretty disturbing, especially if
Yeah.
it's your first time. Like,
Exactly.
that's
They're like
just
cheering
creepy.
you on.
Yeah. Yeah, do
That's
it.
like isn't
That's
that
like having your
fucking-
dad sitting in the room, like, "Go, son, go."
Isn't that like
Go,
what
son,
Kings
go.
did though when they first got married? Like everybody, like their whole like.
They would wait outside the room. No one was
Oh,
watching.
you're right. You're right.
They would carry them in chairs. That's also a Jewish thing as well, I believe. Or a Catholic thing, maybe. They carry them in chairs to the bedroom, close the door, and when they climax, everyone would cheer.
Yeah, that's disturbing.
Yeah, that's a weird ritual.
And then there's of
Especially
course
when
the
it's 30
midsummer
seconds
way.
long.
Yeah. I like how marriages
Let's
are now.
no talking about Midsummer. I haven't finished it.
Okay.
No.
Anyway, I want to put a side note out there. I just watched Bill and Ted 1 and 2 for the first time this last week.
Yeah.
I watched Bill and Ted 1 yesterday. I still have yet to watch The Bogus Journey, which we're definitely gonna have to do in another episode.
Mm-hmm. Excellent Adventure and Bogus Journey. So good.
So, I gotta say, I had a nightmare about
No.
somebody in the Bogus Journey.
Hey, no, we can't talk about it because I haven't seen it yet.
Death?
No,
Okay. Oh.
that one thing that became two things that became one big
Yep.
thing.
I
Holy
had nightmares
shit! I
about
had
this too.
nightmares about that. I was like, what? Where the fuck did you come from?
I had nightmares from when I was younger. The Pee-wee's Big Adventure movie. Have you guys ever seen that? Tell him Large Marge sent you. It looked like this. I had nightmares about that for so long.
That movie is so interesting. I was like,
It's
what
different.
the fuck am I doing
Pee
this
Wee
entire
Herman
time?
is a very interesting character.
Yeah. The man who lost his career because of porno theaters.
Oh boy.
Did you guys know that?
No.
No.
Yeah. News hit the
No!
tab.
I do know that.
He was in an adult film theater, and news hit the tabloids that he was kicked out because he was jacking it in the theater. And
Oh,
he
yeah.
And he
yeah.
lost his children's show.
But even though that, just going
Like,
slightly
it
off
makes
topic
sense,
for a
but also
second,
doesn't make sense.
Exactly. It's
And-
not like he's going to do that on the next episode.
which let's just say that one of the Tubbies was a porn star, Teletubbies.
I thought one of them was gay was the big thing.
One of them was gay.
And one was a porn star.
but let's
One,
just yeah.
Lala?
The blue one was gay.
And the purple one was a porn star, I believe.
There's not a blue one.
Oh, that is a purple one. You're right.
Tinky Winky?
Yeah, Tinky Winky.
Oh, that does sound pretty gay.
Or is that Poe?
I mean-
Poe is the red one.
Okay.
I mean, unless because they did shoot a confetti or a party streamer that licked the other one's butt,
Yeah. Well,
which was pretty weird.
any kid show you watch as an adult, weirdest crap ever.
Yeah, except the Teletubbies was too much for a kids thing.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't. That was like an Adult Swim be a dumbass.
That was something I wanted, like that power to have like a screen on your stomach and just push
Oh my
it.
god, I love that fucking vacuum. I always wanted to try those fucking waffles they made or whatever.
Oh.
That looks so good to me. I don't know.
You're
Poe
bringing-
was my favorite. I wanted to hug him.
I was more of a Dipsy person, personally.
Alright.
Yeah.
I see you.
You're bringing me back to a time when before I knew the world was horrible.
Did you ever
This
watch
is
that,
true.
that one fucking... Oh my god, what was that show that had like all these different colored like fluffs?
Yes, I know what you're talking about. Where they're like dancing and crap. Yeah.
But
That wasn't Jack
something with a
Black's
B.
show, right?
Something with a B. No.
Because Jack Black did make a kid show with suits, but it was
Did he?
something else. Yeah. Yo Gabba Gabba. That was
No.
a show Jack Black made.
That's not Yo Gabba Gabba though.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
Well,
anyway.
she's
Booba.
Booba. Thank you. Yeah. Tell me.
These fuckers.
Tell
What,
me
what?
that doesn't look like an acid trip.
What the fuck?
I do remember that, and it is freaky.
It looks like something out of Japan.
This
It
is
does.
just called Booba Cracker.
I mean, I'm sure they were. Go on.
Well, where were we? Oh, yes.
You guys remember the Wiggles crackers? Anyway, let's go. Let's go.
After these two hook up are fine, Warren and Chrissy.
Yes.
They both go home and they have these weird nightmares. And
Which one is weirder? Let's vote right now.
We get Warren. Warren's was definitely weirder.
Yeah.
Getting a 12
Monster dong.
12-foot up boner, and it's
Monster
so wide.
dong.
Talk about pitching a tent.
It's
Hi-oh.
it's literally Charlie Sheen's dick in Scary Movie 4 after he downs that bottle of Viagra.
I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen the Scary Movie
I've
movie?
only seen Scary Movie 3.
You saw the worst one.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Even 5 is better.
even superhero movie is better. Although that one has Drake from Drake and Josh. So.
Drake Bell is amazing.
Yeah, he's
but
great.
anyway,
Superman movie, is that the one where that guy gets shot in the eye and like Superman? Okay, yeah. I know.
Ow, mother! Yeah.
but basically Warner gets this huge boner and his face looks like a radiation accident. Like,
And he's
Oh my
smiling.
God.
Oh, is he
yeah,
smiling?
and we're flashing through the pepperoni nipples again, and them having sex in this faint.
We mentioned it was both of theirs first time. Yeah.
And then Chrissy's having that same thing.
She's not getting a
and-
boner, but
But she ends up.
She gets fucking pregnant?
She
pregnant,
gets
and
pregnant.
then something coming out of her belly
And then
button.
you see this little spider arm. So it's like
It almost looks like a very long hair.
No, it looks more like a tiny tentacle.
Yeah.
it's like if you saw
Octopus.
a
leech.
no.
A leech?
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. With that
Yes!
spider scene that comes out of her cheek. It's like that, but out of your belly button.
Yeah.
Yep, and a little thicker.
Great move. Don't
Yeah.
wink at me when saying
No.
thicker.
I did not. I was blinking. It just kind of.
And then
I was doing them all at the time.
What
and
is
then
the time,
after
bro?
that, basically you go back to Warren, and somehow he developed a boob that shoots out green nuclear slime.
Because he was thinking about her boobs.
Just a big booby.
He got a boob job.
it's one boob.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
just
is
one.
even worse. And the thing is,
We're not going to go excessive.
It was that part was the most disturbing for me because it's like seeing all pus.
Yeah. I mean, anything with pus, I'm like, no, please. I don't think that was my most disturbing. We'll get to my most disturbing.
I thought I wanted to bring up how when people were drinking that shit, it would come out of their mouths, come out of their fucking ears.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
I've never seen that before.
I
Yeah,
want
how
to
do they
know
do
the
that effect?
effects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to watch behind the scenes. It's actually one of the ones I haven't watched behind the scenes yet because Troma does do some really, really cool practical effects.
Yeah. Troma's one of those companies where you think in your head, I want to make a documentary about how this movie was made, but they already did it in the special features.
Do you think that guy with the nose rings? Do you think those were actually pierced?
No.
No.
I don't think he committed that much.
Okay, because
I
it
feel
honestly kind of looked like it at some points.
yeah.
No,
The way they were kind of stacked separately,
Yeah.
I was like, he could have his nose pierced. in
they
one spot.
do have those that go tightly
Yeah.
enough to be snug, but they don't pierce your skin.
Well,
So
yeah,
they
of
probably
course.
had him do one of those because when they rip it off, because there's a scene where they rip off the nose rings. I mean,
And there's blood.
if they really would have done that with it, nobody would pay
They
me
could have
enough.
put a fucking fake nose there.
Yeah, just for the 2-second shot of ripping.
Yeah, but it looked like it was all one shot.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because, I mean, they probably did that one shot. I mean, look at the ear thing, so...
Anyway.
So basically, we go back to school the next day.
Back to Nuk'em High.
Chrissy and Warren are just fine, and they're all in the cafeteria, which this is an awesome cafeteria, by the way.
They got soda? What the heck?
This is a great school. Everybody's, like, braless, you know? People are...
That's your criteria for a great school?
Some girls are just in bras.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Gonna be fair.
on top of that, they get free 7-Up. Some dude's got Popeyes in the lunchroom.
They got a German class. My school only had Spanish.
I think that's
really
just
weird.
a you thing.
I know.
Yeah,
I've
mine have
realized
multiple
so
languages.
many of my high school experiences are just a me thing, or anyone who else went to my school. My graduating class was like 35 people.
Okay,
I'm
that
pretty
makes
sure.
some sense.
Yeah.
Mine was 432.
Jesus, how many?
Yeah,
how do
mine
you
was
fit
like
that many in the school?
500 something.
God, do I gotta have like half the students be night classes?
Yeah, by the time my sister was in high school, I think her class was 1,000 kids.
That's way too many kids.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking insane.
Wow, graduation ceremonies must be hours long, huh?
Literally.
Ours was like 10 minutes.
Yeah, like it would take like multiple hours.
Name, party!
Take it, get out.
Yeah, exactly.
Not to mention all the speeches.
Ugh.
But you know that the school or the school is pretty awesome. I mean, I wish that my school would have served 7-Up.
Yeah.
With their lunches.
Ours did like regular milk and chocolate milk. Those were our options.
It's really hard to remember everything that happened in this
Regular
movie,
milk,
even watching it a
chocolate
second
milk,
time.
skim milk.
Skim milk we had too, yeah. But no, like, we didn't even have apple
We
juice.
had some knockoff stuff, like
In
cotton
high school,
candy
we
stuff.
had like a la carte stuff. So you could buy like juices or like
We had
Uncrustables.
we had
juice.
like, you had to prepay for meals.
Oh yeah, I mean you did that too, but
Like meal
Yeah.
plans.
yeah, but then you could also like take from your balance by getting an a la carte item. Like you could get curly fries or like cheese-filled breadsticks.
Shut up, really?
Oh yeah, mine when I went to Lakes in Illinois, we had a deli bar.
No.
We had a deli bar. We had fresh fried French fries that we could get. We also had a whole salad bar. We had a vegan bar.
We had a
everybody.
salad bar. Like, is this high school?
Yeah.
Motherfucker, we had a salad bar in high school, but like that was about it.
No, we had a deli bar. We had fresh fries. We had a burger thing. And keep in mind, like this deli sandwich make, you actually made your own sandwich. So they had lettuce, tomato, bell peppers, everything. And then
Bro.
we also had root beer floats day, where they'd make all the root beer floats with ice cream and everything. And on top of that, they would make like muffins, so you could get these homemade delicious sugar cookies that were made by the lunch ladies on site. And then we also had like a soda machine or like a little cooler. And we were able to take like this cotton candy like Fango out of it. And they had another flavor. And then they also, they did have a freezer. And they had frozen Snickers, Twix, I think Dots. Or like Dippin' Dots in there. And they had little ice cream cups in there.
Okay, we had like vending machines, but they were turned off during the day.
Oh no, we had
So
ours
kids
on.
couldn't get soda during the day, which is like I understand.
My teenage years were robbed from me.
Honestly, but sometimes we could get smoothies for $3, but they were the most delicious smoothies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god!
Our root beer floats, they were only like $2.75.
Okay, that's
And they
literally
were-
25 cents difference.
I want to go
I
back
know,
in
but
time
they were
and go
like
to your
this
school.
big. They were like this big.
Ours were like this big.
My school had college prep, so that was neat.
We had that too. We had a lot of CIS classes.
Dude, we had a variety of stuff too. I mean, they make like tacos one day.
Oh, I thought we were talking about classes now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took CIS French, and I didn't have to take it in college.
My brother,
Bitches.
he had possibly the most relaxed senior year ever. He only had 2 core classes left, so he took those, and then instead of doing what I did my senior year, which was just a buttload of electives, he just had 5 study halls in a row. I literally
Damn.
never saw him doing homework.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I should have done that, but I wanted to do the film stuff, and then
We didn't
radio
offer that.
recording.
We had a
Oh, mine
fencing
did.
course once for 2 weeks.
See, Coon Rapids, they offered a lot.
We had a black box theater where we could have improv.
No. Oh!
That's lucky. We did.
You thought I was a creative butterfly now. Crap, I could have been awesome.
It was great.
I could have an Oscar
we
already.
Had this, like, script reading, SSRI, which is, like, silent sustained reading time. SSRT.
We did.
SSRI.
SSRI?
But we would, like, go around and some people would, like, claim who they were going to read from the script, and then you would have, like, people go back and forth and talk through the script. Like, I was always Wesley when we read Princess Bride.
Yeah. SSRI sounds like a failed branch of the Soviet Union.
The thing I loved the most during our drama class was the fact that we had our drama room, and then we had, like, a full-scale theater in there, and it was huge.
Same with ours, yeah.
It was like walking into a movie theater, legit. The back, when I did the stagecraft, so not only did we have, like, a huge backstage, we actually had a workshop in the back with a prop lift. So we had a whole crane that would come down so we could load up all the props, bring them up top, unload them, and we had a whole prop deck upstairs.
Our stage was part of the lunchroom.
That was my elementary school.
Yeah, that was my high school.
But
was my
our high school had the same thing. We had a prop room and everything. We had, like, a catwalk up above, this huge stage. So much seating.
Did yours have a sound booth?
Yeah.
Because ours did too.
We should get back to the movie because I'm growing to hate both of you more each second.
I honestly just took it for granted. I thought everybody had stuff like that.
No! You make it sound like I went to Auschwitz for school.
Like, fucking St. Michael, their shit is even better. St. Michael's is even huger.
I mean, there was one other school that had a lot, and they had, like, a lot. Like, they were renting out cameras and stuff. You could check out cameras.
We couldn't even do the real Beauty and the Beast. Gaston had to be played by 2 people.
Oh, yeah, we would build, like, full-on sets. Like, we did a zombie one. We did a zombie play, and we had the fake prop guns and alcohol bottles and everything.
We weren't allowed to have anything remotely gun-like.
Jeez.
I don't think we had any guns, but we had a scene in Phantom of the Opera where this guy is hung.
You guys got to do Phantom? Oh,
yeah, we got to do Phantom my senior year. Fucking amazing.
We got to do all sorts of stuff. We got to do Peter Pan one year, and it was an interactive.
No!
So we actually built the water and the clouds and the actual boat, and we used cables to swing people across onto the boat.
My first play, it was an off-brand version of Cinderella, and I was a mouse. You know what my costume was? A sweatshirt and sweatpants.
Jeez.
And ears. That's it. Run from here, run from here. All right, you're done. See you at curtain. Like, what?
I wish I could have done more acting. But back to the movie.
Yeah,
Speaking of
Theater's
stagecraft.
fucking great.
Yeah, theater is...
Speaking of stagecraft.
Yeah.
They did do a lot. Like their Warren's bedroom, for instance.
One second. In Phantom, we built a huge chandelier and had it swing across. Anyway, let's keep talking about the movie, okay?
Class of Nuk'em High is a treasure. Go on.
Okay.
Warren, his room. I want to talk about that since we're on set props.
Oh, yeah.
It looked worse than an actual play bedroom until it was messed up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it was so noticeable that it was obviously a movie set.
Yeah, it was like
and not
a
even a
room
good one.
built
It
for
gave
the
me
thing. Yeah.
It gave me Wrong Turn 5 vibes.
Which I haven't seen, but I heard. Is it that bad?
It's supposed to be in a town, but it's so clearly a movie set.
Oh, geez.
Like a movie backlot. You can see deckhands walking in the back, like people holding lights.
Nice. We have to watch The Wrong Turns. I did put that on our list.
Oh my god.
But Chrissy's room looked more realistic.
Yeah. I mean, granted, we only saw her bed.
Yeah, but it still looked more realistic because we got it from different angles.
I can't wait till we get visuals for this. Yeah.
But as the other thing is after the lunchroom, we'll skip to the fact that Warren and Chrissy still have like this radiation poisoning that mutates them.
Yeah.
And in one scene,
Only for a short time though.
Well, and it only happens to Warren, it seems like.
Yeah. Warren, completely out of the blue, went full Toxic Avenger.
Yeah.
And has his brain pulsating. Like, his face is, like,
Oh my
pulsating
God.
and everything.
His forehead's really puffy. You could see the veins pumping.
Yeah.
Like, the effects that they did for that was great.
Didn't he have, like, stuff coming out of his mouth?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
had green foam coming
Green
out of his
foam.
mouth.
And his ears, I'm pretty sure.
And the guy he was in front of wasn't scared because he's like, haha, you can't try the Alka-Seltzer trick on me.
Yeah, because this guy put Alka-Seltzer in his mouth and it foamed. But obviously this shit's
when they-
green and it's slimy. Like, what
when
do you...
they robbed the old lady. And
Yeah, exactly.
And he tells the old lady, he needs to bite down on your purse so he doesn't bite his own tongue off and choke on it because he's having a seizure. Thank you, good Samaritan. And then they run away with the... Well, they don't run away with the purse. I wish they did.
No, they go back and they kick the crap out of the old woman. And then
she's foaming.
Just one of them
twitching.
does. The other two take the purse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
into
then,
the alley, and then he comes up and he's just like, "You motherfuckers!"
Yeah.
and
So,
he's like
yeah.
breathing heavily and weird. And then he beats the crap out of him. He slams one of them into a wall,
One dude gets thrown, but he just gets knocked out.
which is the
And
leader.
thrown into the dumpster.
And then the other dude.
Here's my
he
cringe. Here's
literally-
my worst. My worst moment. He gets his fist shoved down his throat, and you can see his throat pulsing.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
And you and I were both so confused after
Yeah.
that because we were waiting for like the throat explosion, the blood, whatever.
Yeah, it was just like his Warren's whole fucking arm, like half of his arm, was in this guy's fucking throat.
And you
he's
see
moving
his
it around.
throat
Yeah.
just...
and it's pulsing, and you and I were both so confused
There was
after.
like no conclusion to it.
Yeah,
It just
'cause
cut off to a different scene.
It just cuts to a junkyard. And you're like,
yeah.
wait,
And we both were like, "What the fuck?"
did Noah
Like,
hit a trigger and skip scenes?
Right, exactly.
No,
It was
there's
like-
a lot of open-ended scenes in this movie
Yeah.
too. Like we don't know if it was meant to be poorly edited or
Yeah.
what. It was worth every penny to pay on
Yeah.
Blu-ray though.
We can all agree the costume design for the punks is cherry, right?
And
Oh
it's like
my
Mad
God,
Max.
it's
If Mad Max,
beautiful.
it's bad, but in the best way.
Honestly, I think like some of it's like really like impressive. Like the guy with the white hair has this like beautiful rainbow on his face, and like there's a girl with like spider webs all over hers. It's so cool. Like they look really good.
There's one, the spider web girl that looks kind of like broken glass to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
the dark haired girl. She had.
Yeah.
What was her?
There's the one girl you see for
She had like really nice lines on her face.
Muffy is her name, which
Yeah.
weird name, but. And then you got like the girl you don't see till the end, who's got the metallic bra. She's the weirdest of them all, I swear.
Did she have like nipple clamps too on them?
On the metallic bra, which seems like it defeats the purpose, correct?
Sure.
Yeah.
But then there was that one dude with black lipstick who grew boobs at one point.
Yeah. They were like punks, and then they clearly were like, well, we need another member, but we ran out of costuming. Let's give him black lipstick, some sunglasses, a pink sweater, and make it look like he's got boobs.
There's like little mini
And
traffic
very
cones.
yeah,
That's what it looks like.
emphasis on the titties.
Yeah.
Pointy.
Pointy.
Pointy like little traffic cones. I swear that's what they were.
Pointy.
You can do racing circles around those.
Yeah. Jesus, man.
You could though.
Yeah, and then there's the guy with the ponytail, the guy with the unicorn head. Like, they all,
I really liked that guy's nose rings, to be
The
honest.
nose
But I
rings
do have my
were
septum
funny,
pierced, so
yeah.
maybe I'm biased.
Because they look like the ones that you would get in your ears, like the really big ones that you get in your ears.
Well, and, like, I love one, like, little subtle thing, which is clearly not a planned thing, but they were like, that's cool that it happened by accident. Let's leave it in. Whenever his mouth guard would fall out, it would, like, do a couple loops on the giant ring. Did you guys notice that? It spun around a few times on the ring and then
Oh
would
my
fall.
god, that's funny.
Because, yeah, that's the funny reveal towards the end is, like, because he has the mouth guard in and he's talking, like, rah, 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 and then he takes it out and he goes, attention. Like he has
Yeah,
the
it's on the
smoothest
loudspeaker for the
voice
school.
ever.
Yeah, on the
Attention,
speaker for the
students.
school.
It sounded a little bit like Jim Carrey to me.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, when he's like talking in his like lawyer voice, I don't know.
Yeah.
Attention,
Your
students.
This is not a drill.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded a lot like Jim Carrey.
Yeah. But it sounded like from his Living Color days when he was James Carrey.
Yeah.
Yes. So those two guys get killed. They're trying to figure out who it is, but we know
In the
as the
junkyard.
audience, it's Warren.
Which is confusing because the gang meets up and that's when we see Titty Man
Titty
in
Man.
the back.
No,
and
he
then
was there
Hitler
the whole
Mustache Man.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Hitler Must. I still say it's Chaplin. I still just say he's a fan of vaudeville.
So, do they really know it's Warren when he beats them up?
No, because the guy who
Yeah, he's like, it kind of looks like him.
He attacked him from behind, and
But
he threw
everyone's
him.
like, oh, you're funny, let's joke.
It can't be him. We
But
beat
then-
the crap out of him.
Then they bring him to the fucking bathroom and, like, abuse the shit out of him. This guy, like, tries to drown him in the toilet.
They didn't bring him to the bathroom.
He
came
went in
came
there to
into the
take a
bathroom.
piss. Save the nerd who the girl we
Save
were
the
talking
nerd.
about earlier was harassing him along with the other guys.
And they beat him up because
And
he
he's like,
hit the joint into the toilet.
Yeah, he's like,
Into the
that's
urinal.
bad weed. Don't smoke it, dude. And
Yeah, like I'm sure it sounds less campy than we're making it. But...
Oh, no, it does not.
Before Warren's head is dunked into the toilet, we also have to acknowledge the fact that Ring Man gets his nose rings literally ripped out of his face.
Oh my god, that made me
There's
fucking
a lot of
cringe.
blood. There's a lot of blood.
Blood dripping over his mustache. I mean, like, where his mustache? Upper lip and chin. It's just blood.
Well, I'm
It's like
sure
WWE feels
because
real.
you've had the thought of, like, if that happened to you,
Oh,
right?
absolutely. That scares the shit out of me. People, like, ripping my septum piercing out. I would die.
Well, that reminds me of that scene in the Punisher movie. Have you guys seen the older, like, 94 one?
Nope.
No.
There's a guy who's got, like, 10 piercings in his face, and they torture him by ripping them out one by one. And he doesn't give anything away, good on him, but he, like, by the end doesn't have any piercings, and he had, like, lip ones and, like, eyebrow.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So it's like Saw 3 when they put all
Yeah.
those rings around it, but piercings.
Exactly. And, like, just with pliers, like, for long shots.
In this movie I was watching the other week, God, I don't know what it was called, but it was really bad.
Narrows it
And-
down.
Yeah, it's just one that you don't expect to be as bad as it is.
Sure.
So, basically it's this story about this girl and her husband, and her sister is, like, broke up with her boyfriend. She thought he was dead. She comes to live with them, and, like, it turns out to be this whole, like, plan that, like, this guy is like, well, I'm gonna come into your house while your husband and your sister, who is my ex-girlfriend, are gone, while she gets the money that it's for me. Like, she trades in this, like, slip for, like, some
Are you talking about Knock Knock?
share of money. No.
No.
So, while she does that, the guy, her boyfriend, who she thinks is dead, comes into the house, knocks her sister out, and she somehow gets up, knocks him out, and brings her husband in, and he won't talk to them, and he won't tell them what's up. So every time he won't say anything, they take a fucking nail, put it on his fingernail, and hammer it into the fucking...
What movie are you talking about?
I'll have to find
That
it.
reminds me of,
No, it was on, like, Netflix or something.
what's that hide and seek movie that just came out?
No, it was in
not too
Hulu.
long
I think it was
ago?
on Hulu. It was really weird.
It's the movie with
Villains is
Samara
in there.
Weaving, where she's, like, playing hide and seek in the rich house. What is that movie? I think it is hide and seek, maybe. I gotta look it up. But there's a scene where she previously, through other circumstances, got a small hole in her hand, and she's climbing up out of a hole.
You're talking about Ready or Not.
Yes, Ready or Not. And she slams her hand down, but she doesn't see that there's a jagged nail there, and it goes through her hand. No. Hand and eye stuff, I can't do.
Oh yeah, don't watch John Wick then, because there's a third one.
I've seen all three.
Oh, so you remember the Asian knife scene where he literally puts into his eye and it just keeps getting closer and closer, and then you just hear it enter and just go...
Okay, I don't want to watch any of those.
John Wick
Oh,
Yeah.
you don't want to see the pencil go into the dude's ear?
kills a dude by grabbing a pencil, putting it through his ear like that.
Yeah, he puts the pencil on the table and takes it and goes... Because they say in the first one
they did that in Batman, so that's
well,
not...
in the first one, they do say that John Wick killed a
two
man
guys
with just
a
a pencil.
And then you get to see it in the second one.
You get to see what he kills one person with. So imagine what he would have done with two people.
Yeah.
I watched this scene. It's, like, from a French movie. Someone was, like, talking about it on Twitter, and I was like, okay, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
And these girls are playing tennis, and as one misses and falls back, her hairpin comes out, lands on the ground, and it spears her through the head, and it comes out her forehead.
How big is her hairpin?
It's, like, not that big, and it's kind of skinny, but it went through her fucking brain.
See, that's where my logic kicks in, because, like, that hairpin is not going through a skull.
No.
Like,
Not unless you
out both ways? Hell no.
Not unless it's like a Final Destination movie, but even those have like some sort of
I don't
explanation.
know, it was just very
Haven't
shocking.
seen all of them,
They're all great.
so don't spoil them.
You'd love them. So, yeah, we were talking about Class of Nuk'em High. Jesus.
Yeah.
We go on tangents like...
Well, there's so many other movies that are, like,
Well, it's good to include it
relatable.
because, you know, Class of Nuk'em High, let's be real. It's a great movie, but it's hard to follow.
Yeah,
It is.
like, here's a...
But, like, it was easier to follow than that
Street Trash?
Street Trash, way easier.
Street Trash is...
It has no plot.
No.
It throws a mob boss
And who sings at a point.
fat guy. Yeah, who's like, we do things my way.
Yeah. It's a movie that's meant to be strange for the sake of being
And
strange.
we basically have somebody who chops somebody's dick off and throws it around. We did a Street Trash episode last time, right?
Fuck that.
We saw a few scenes. Last week's episode was basically, this is our new host. Like,
Yeah.
That's right.
yeah. For Class of Nuk'em High, here's a little drinking game for you guys. Every time they show a close-up shot of someone's pants, take a shot. Because that happens by people, like, grabbing it, like...
Yeah. God, there's so much dick grabbing. Bro.
Yeah. We don't see a dick ever, but a lot of
dick
See
energy.
the dick holster, and that's pretty clear.
I like to call it the cock
Knocker? No, that's Mark
No.
Hamill.
You called it the cock holster.
Yeah, I like to call it the cock holster.
I think dick holster sounds better, but agree to disagree.
I think Mistake is a great name for it.
Wait, you don't want to see him whip out his gun?
Call me crazy. No, actually. That might make me a prude, but so be it.
Also, during that bathroom scene, yeah, as they're tormenting the nerd, that dude, the ring dude sitting in the corner, literally just jerking his cock holster.
He's rubbing it so suggestively.
but like rapidly.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was like, okay. Which is something, this is one of those movies, like all Troma movies, where you just need to go back and rewatch it.
Because you missed some stuff.
Because you missed something.
There's no way you caught everything. There's so many like little things that
like a Rick and Morty
everything
episode.
is fucking weird. There's no part about it that's not weird, and they make the background weird. They make everything about it weird.
My favorite thing is that shot lasts for like 10 seconds, but Cleo didn't notice the weirdest thing until 2 seconds before it ended, and you audibly went, "Wait, what the frick?" Oh god!
Wild shit. What a trip! I honestly love this movie.
Yeah. So don't all the punks get expelled? Correct.
All the punks do get expelled in the scene after because of it.
Yeah.
And then they end up coming
Principal
back.
fills up people. It's weird.
And then
the principal's
the assistant principal starts feeling up the one girl, grabs her ass, and she's like, "You having a fun time back there?"
But he also fills up the guy's ass. So
then
I guess
he fills
it's okay.
up the guy's ass, and then he farts in his face. Really loud too, like that sounded like a really juicy ass fart.
It sounded like real as well. They were like, "Who's got gas? Go up to the mic."
Yeah, exactly. And then he feels up the other guys. He takes the one dude, ring dude's bone away.
Yeah, he points it at him. He's like, "You're getting time for this."
But let's also remember that the dude that came in there too also says, "This is going on your permanent record."
While holding, he said it like he was about to host Family Feud. Right after these commercials.
It sounded like a Mrs. Puff thing to me.
Speaking of Mrs. Puff.
Yeah. Oh, I'm Mrs. Puff.
You really are. That is her code name. If you guys will understand what we talk about if we get cameras here.
This vape queen.
Vape Queen Slay. So then they hatch the plan to they're gonna get Chrissy to get revenge on Warren for getting them expelled, right? That's the gist.
And while the school's kind of going into a nuclear meltdown.
Yeah. Did we talk about what happened with Chrissy in the bathroom? I don't know if we did.
Yes. There's a scene, so during the time that the nuclear hazmat guys come in and try to scan the school for radiation, they're doing a cheerleading exercise, and the one teacher's like, "We really need to get the factor into there." So
she says A like 12 times.
And then like A, and Chrissy goes, "A."
No, please don't.
And
please don't.
She's like fucking moaning and moaning and moaning, and the girl's like, "That's the kind of spirit we want.
That's the kind of spirit we want."
Yeah, so she fights her way through the crowd to get to the bathroom, and then starts having her stomach pop out like she's pregnant, pushes it back down, pops back out.
And she pukes up
She pukes up a giant mutated spermie.
Yeah, it
has a mouth and her face. Yeah, it's gross.
But let's also remember the fact that the bulge in her throat. Like, there's a bulge. As she throws it up, there's a bulge. Even as she's throwing it up, there's still a bulge in there. And then she just leaves it in the toilet, freaks out.
Yeah. One girl comes in later, sees it, flushes it.
After she screams, freaks out,
Screams
and then goes,
so much.
then grabs the toilet, flushes it, then runs out of the bathroom screaming.
I was like, I don't know if that's like a good thing to do in that situation, or like, what would I do? Would I just leave it there, or would I flush it because it's like flopping all over and I don't want it to get anywhere?
Yeah, you don't want it to attack you as well.
Exactly.
I mean, if it's in the bathroom and you tell somebody, it'd be better to tell somebody than flush down the toilet and hope that it goes
it was
away.
like climbing up on the seat though.
Yeah, and also it's so small you would think it could go under the door if it really wanted. You know?
I mean, but look where it went. After it flushed, it
yeah.
went down. It went into the cafeteria water.
Which I was an idiot and thought it was the science lab. People were wearing goggles, okay? Shut
With
up.
a toilet
with a fucking
plunger in their
like,
hand.
You guys didn't have the same science class that I did, okay?
Okay, girl.
Today we're going to be looking at how to push fecal matter down into the...
With a plunger. No.
So,
we get the hospital scene where we made you rewind it.
Oh yeah, after
I wish you hadn't.
this giant sperm makes its way down to the basement where there's toxic in the fallout shelter because
There's toxic waste in the fallout shelter.
Yeah, there's toxic waste under the school in their fallout shelter, and the best part is these toxic canisters are open. So the spermie breaks this pipe.
The spermie. We can't call him the spermie.
Falls into the toxic waste. And basically, this guy follows it down, one of the hazmat guys.
Who's smoking in his
hazmat
mask?
In his hazmat mask, takes it off, drops it into the container that the spermie monster's in, and basically reaches in there, pulls it out.
Yeah.
Then the monster comes out, grabs him, sucks him into the canister.
Claws him, yeah.
Claws him.
Claws his face. Oh my god.
Claws his face, which is very graphic. Very well done work there, Troma.
Absolutely,
Pulls him into the barrel and basically spits out his part of his hand, which you could obviously tell is fake.
And burps out his fucking
ID badge.
Yeah.
Yeah, the most stock burp quote sound effect I've ever heard.
Absolutely.
And then after that, we go to the hospital to follow up with Chrissy's mother on her pregnancy.
Can we get an impression of the the dialogue between the doctor and the mom?
I don't even remember. She's like, "What is it? Oh,
what's wrong with her?" She had a miscarriage. Oh, thank God.
Okay.
A miscarriage! And she screams it, and we had to rewind it because in the background, a dude
has a urine sample
and throws it in another guy's face.
And the doctor throws a urine sample into the nurse's face.
It was so yellow, and that shit looked thick.
It was orange juice. Also, that person's dying, whoever that is. So,
yeah.
That's
another subplot of this movie that wasn't explored more, and it brought me down.
Yeah, and then Warren comes in, and her mom starts hitting him, and blaming him, and...
What if that's everyone's pee there, because of the radiation? It all looks like that.
I can't wait for you guys to watch 2 and 3 because we need to watch 2 and 3 because there's a giant squirrel in there that's as big as Godzilla.
If it's anything like Night of the Lepus, I'll be happy to watch it. Do you know that one?
Yeah, I haven't not seen it yet though. So
do you know that one? No.
Killer rabbits.
Yeah.
And no spoilers.
Rabbits get radiation. They're giant. They hop around and kill people. It's hilarious.
The only killer rabbits I've seen were that Monty Python ones.
It's not nearly that cool. It's stock footage of rabbits bouncing, and then it'll cut to a person who wasn't on the ground being on the ground going.
Okay.
It's all like Birdemic.
Well, funny you mention that. The main girl in that movie is also the main girl in Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, which is a good movie, a really good movie.
I can't believe she'd sign up. But then again, she wasn't a killer animal, one of the first killer animal features.
Yeah. Well, she was also 67 at the time, so she was at the point in her career where it's it's a script, cool. Yeah. I need to eat today.
No shit.
Right. So back to Class of Nuk'em High. Yeah, after Chrissy's little incident and Warner comes in and talks to the doctor and whatnot, that's when the big fat guy who... we see him in the nuclear plant, and
no, the guy who runs the nuclear.
The guy who runs the nuclear plant.
I didn't know who he was. I guess
basically his employees tell him that the nuclear the nuclear plant has leaked into the high school and people are infected. And he goes, well, I don't give a dry fart.
Yeah, he does. That is a lot. Just tell him it's a zoning issue. Don't mention radiation. Like, he really doesn't want to get arrested. Which, yeah, but also, no.
Because it's obvious.
Yeah.
The whole town is infected by now. And then we got the 3M hat guy, too.
Yeah, 3M. Look for logos in this movie, because there's like 7-Up can, 3M on a hat. Like,
Popeyes in the background.
Yeah, just a lot of good stuff.
I wanted to bring up that one quote / joke, I guess, where this dude's what was his name? The main guy. Warren's friend comes up between him and Chrissy when they're trying to kiss, and he grabs him, and he's just like.
Well, he like kisses. They're about to kiss each other, but he pushes his head in, so they both kiss his cheeks.
Yeah, and he's just like, "Are you a hockey stick?"
He's like, "You better make like a hockey stick and puck off." Oh
no, he said, "Yeah, you better make like a hockey stick and get the puck out of here."
Yeah, puck off sounds better. That's why I thought it was that. But
it sounds like a Biff Tannen line.
It really
honestly,
does.
It does sound like something he'd come up with.
No, Biff Tannen would come up. You better make like a hockey stick and get out of here.
Hockey stick and slide out of here.
No, that's Biff's thing. He doesn't have it make sense.
That's fair.
Oh, that's true.
Better make like a tree and get out of here. Even as 10 watching that movie, I was like, that's not how the joke goes. He's very dumb.
But,
so
yes. The fat guy and the 3M hat. Basically, so the fat guy starts walking over to the high school, tries to sneak in after they evacuate
Well,
it.
he takes a bus to the high school. He ain't working out that much.
That's true. Or he does what they did in F is for Family. Just sits on one of those little airplane carts or golf carts.
Yep. Just
and basically sneaks into the school. While this is going on, the punk gang grabs Chrissy and
bring her to the fallout shelter.
Yeah, and then it's the main girl. What was her name again? Muffy?
Muffy doesn't grab her. It's this girl we've never seen before with the metallic bra and the clamps.
Oh, yeah, and
she,
then
like, grabs her, kisses
grabs
her, licks her.
She makes out with her and then says, "Oh, I can't believe you did that. You're, like, dead meat now."
Yeah, she hit her and she called her a bitch. And
then the leader of the punk shows up again.
They got guns now, people.
Yeah, and they're like, okay, well, we should make Warner come down here so we can get our revenge.
Yeah, because they evacuate the school.
Yeah. And then they rip off her necklace, cut her hand, and then have Muffy, or no, not Muffy.
Well, the one girl hands it to Muffy off screen, and then Muffy gets it with the
gives
blood on it and gives it to Warren. And then also, in between this, the punks destroy the school. Like,
Chrissy's also on a leash.
Yeah. It's a little too kinky.
It's like, it's really kinky. And like, everybody's like feeling her up and kissing her, and she's like not about it. It's just kind of creepy.
It's not a very Christian film.
It's very Mad Max. Because I see a lot of that Mad Max, if you really look at it.
Oh yeah, he's wearing pads. Like, it's very Mad Max.
And just to go off script with the whole apocalyptic look, remember at the beginning of Fury Road that women were literally the cows.
Yeah, that part. Have you seen Fury Road?
They're literally...
Is there a Mad Max, then a Mad Max Fury Road?
There's 4 Mad Max movies.
I've only seen
Mad
one
Max,
of them.
Road Warrior, Thunderdome. Beyond Thunderdome, sorry.
Road Warrior, Beyond Thunderdome, and then Fury Road,
and
which is a whole different cast.
Was that the new one?
That's the newest one, yeah.
Okay, I've seen that one. I haven't seen
with the fat women getting milked, yeah.
Which I was like, okay, no, I'm sorry, but
there's
a lot of things that I could tolerate, but I was like, that's just demeaning even for a movie.
Yeah, take that out. That movie is almost perfect. Like the practical explosions. They actually blew up cars in that movie. They could have just done CGI, but they actually blew up cars.
And the guitar guy was actually playing that entire time.
So, funny thing about that, you know the redheaded girl?
Yep.
With the goggles? She married the guitar guy. They met on the set of that movie and got married.
I mean, I would if he could play like that and he looked that badass.
Do you know who we're talking about?
Yeah.
The guy who's holding the... He's in a jumpsuit.
And he's like on the front of the, like, moving.
Yeah, and he's
got
like...
And he
a guitar that actually shoots fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and the redhead from that movie got married. Like,
That's
they met
awesome.
on that set and they got married.
That's funny.
It is.
I mean, I'd marry the dude if he could play that well.
The Gimp Lord, I think his name was?
No,
Hot.
Doof guy.
Doof guy. Doof Lord. I have something.
Gimp Lord sounds better.
Well...
Sounds better? Is that really the kind of message you want to send over the waves?
Is that not the message you want to send over there?
Not really. No.
Okay.
Class of Nuk'em High.
Yeah.
going
I
back.
disagree. Okay.
After they torment the principal, tear up the school.
They shoot a lady.
They shoot a lady, which is not as graphic as the rest of the movie.
I think she's like the front desk lady or
Well, it's
something.
funny because
Yep,
she
the
gets shot,
receptionist.
and then when she's falling backwards from the back, it's clearly they put a stunt guy in her clothes because she's somehow like 5 inches tall
And like has no ass all of a sudden.
and all arms.
Yeah.
It's really
It's kind
good.
of
And the way she
flopping around
just
and twitching.
twitches
Yeah.
like a fish is funny.
Yeah.
And then,
everyone twitches in this movie.
Fast forwarding to Warren, he basically goes into the school, heads down to the basement, confronts the two down there.
Spike and the other girl.
Spike and the other girl, and they're threatening to cut off his girlfriend's tits.
Yeah, with a hacksaw, which
that was fucked.
you were the surgical major.
But she gets saved by her sperm.
She gets
Yeah,
saved by her
Spermy
sperm.
comes
Put
up.
that on a shirt.
Mr. Spermy has evolved.
Yeah, he's now
He-
bigger than all of us.
He's got a tail and like feet and legs and hands and
Looks like
spikes.
a slime monster, really.
Redneck
Yeah.
teeth. Like,
Yeah,
He's green.
and he basically, what does he do to the first girl? Stabs his whole fucking arm through her head.
yeah.
Yep.
See the claw coming out.
It just like melts right in.
Yeah.
And then Spike,
He gets away for a bit.
yeah, but
He shoots at it a couple times.
He did something to him. What did he do to wound him? I thought
He shot him in
wounded
the head.
Yeah, he
Yes.
shot him in the face
I thought
three
he,
times and ran
I
away.
thought he hit Spike though before he left.
Oh yeah, he scratched him. He got a
He
scratch.
scratched his arm. Yeah.
Oh yeah, then he was like laying down in the hallway, right?
Yeah.
And then all the punks get killed like in pretty quick succession.
Yeah.
What is it? Lipstick Breast Man, I'll call him. He gets his face melted by like a scratch.
Yep.
Which then Ring Guy licks his face while
Yeah.
howling like a wolf, which is weird. And then
That's the weirdest part of this movie.
I'd say it was the weirdest part.
Well, yeah. Everything else was like, meant to be weird. Just like, why did he lick his?
This
fucking...
was a weird choice for an actor.
After he's
Why-
having a
why would he do
dramatic
that?
thing, and then he just licks it like.
Maybe it was like a secret
He's
thing.
like, no,
they
my
were...
friend.
Well, maybe it was a secret thing, like they were dating the whole time. That could be suggestive.
Why would you lick your partner's forehead?
I'm sorry, have you never been intimate? I won't commit to that. No. So then Spike Ring Guy gets finger through the back of his head.
with the spermy tail.
Yeah, with the... Don't call it that. With the spermy tail, I guess. And, like, eyeball sticking out.
And pops out.
Which, honestly, that seems like the least painful of all of these deaths.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
And looks way more realistic than Friday the 13th 3D, where you can literally tell the wire is on the eye popping it out.
Yeah, and the clearly, totally real face. Yeah. And then, Charlie Chaplin Punk gets killed as well. And then so does Mohawk Man and Muffy. Which they don't show Muffy, but it's very implied that she died. Correct?
I think so. I think all
Yeah,
the punks
I assumed
are
she
dead.
would.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't show it, though. I had a weird... I won't even say it.
She was making us feel feelings that we didn't understand.
Yeah. Confused was the biggest feeling.
Yeah.
But
'Cause she
also,
was-
like... Well, that was
You
my...
could tell if she was bi or...
Well, that was my type in high school
Right.
as well. Like, the punk, goth girl. That was
But they got
definitely-
somebody who could really play that role.
Yeah.
Actually, Muffy probably had the most professional acting out of everybody on that screen.
Most professional. She was moaning at a point.
I mean,
Yeah.
you gotta admit, she probably had
She
the best
sold
acting.
that. She sold that, yeah.
She sold all of her performances, if you really think about
Oh,
it.
yeah, she went 100%. I would love to find out that she was the nicest person on set. You know what I mean?
The only one that didn't threaten to cut someone's tits
Yeah.
off or did do anything appalling.
Or I'd love to find out Spike, like, brought people flowers. Like, was that okay? I hope I didn't scare
All she
you.
was doing was like kissing and licking people,
Yeah. And
Which-
holding
And grabbing-
people between her crotch.
grabbing crotches.
Which
the whole
I don't know
shebang.
why
Sure.
we had a time where we put the guy in between our legs,
Because
rubbed our head,
Oh
rubbed
no,
our
no! She was like riding his shoulders. She was on top of his shoulders and was like rubbing her
coochie.
coochie on his neck and moaning.
her schnooter. Sure.
Yeah, which makes me kind of concerned for actual acting, because at this point, with every weird thing in the movie, I can't tell if they were really doing some weird stuff or if it was just for the movie.
I'd love to find out that guy was like married.
This
How
is all
was
improv
work today? Yeah, exactly.
I swear
Improvised.
it was all improv. Like that Halle Berry scene in Monsters Ball.
Monsters Ball. Halle
Wasn't
Berry?
it?
What?
Yeah, I thought it was. Or
I do not know, but what time are we at?
It's 11:40.
No, I mean on the recording.
1:15.
we're about
Okay.
to hit our mark.
Yeah, so let's wrap her up real quick. Fat nuclear plant guy comes into the school as Warren and Chrissy are getting out. All the punks are dead. And the school blows... Oh, wait. Warren saves Chrissy from the creepy monster after Spike dies.
Oh yeah,
with
he
laser.
wraps his like tentacle around her, is bringing her in. His tentacle is for some reason not radioactive.
No, clearly
the
not.
tail is not,
Oh, tail. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
because it's a spermie.
Yes. Oh god, yeah.
Anyway, he shoots him with a laser that was in the science lab.
Oh yeah.
What science lab has lasers?
Which Warner's friend earlier on in the film decided to play with until the science teacher came in, then told him to get out, that they shouldn't play with that stuff because it's dangerous, and then proceeded to drink from a chemical beaker.
Yeah, well, I was waiting for him to, like, turn around real quick and, like, cut off part of his head or something, you know? Because it's a Troma movie.
Yeah. So after Warner saves him as the spermie uses his tail to lure Chrissy in.
And shoots Spike with his spikes.
Yep, which is ironic.
Yeah, well, I mean, symbolism.
Warner shoots the laser, which causes the
building
monster to go subnuclear. They get out and escape, Chrissy and Warren, and the fat guy scoots past him, and they tell him to run. He decides not to, goes into the room with the now subnuclear spermie, who is about ready to explode. Warner and Chrissy get out just in time, and they blow up the entire
fat
school.
man is like looking at him like, oh no, and
then-
like all of a
then
sudden
blows
everything
up.
explodes. And
And
you're
let's-
like, I was kind of not expecting.
Yeah.
I expected the guy to just like grab him, and that's why
Yeah.
he was freaking out. But
Yeah.
everything fucking.
Everything exploded, and we cut to, like... stock footage of buildings falling down, like from different angles, and clearly not like it's in a desert.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they throw some rocks in front of the students.
Yeah, the extras clearly like chucked rocks,
Yeah.
and then they're like, "School is now canceled," and everyone's like, "What?"
And we can't. We got to remember that shot of the Nuk'em High spray paint, then the random head, and the music sound cue that went with it.
Yeah, that was good.
So everybody's happy. There's no more school. By the second one and the third one are. I have yet to watch the third one, but the second one is interesting.
I'm sure at some point we'll cover them.
We have to.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but all in all, you've seen this movie before. Me and Cleo have never seen it. What do you think?
Are we rating it?
I mean, should we rate it like 1 to 10 or something like that?
I'd say.
Or should we just say?
Say how you feel about it and then give it a rating.
Okay. I loved it. I thought it was brilliant and awful. And I 10 out of 10 want to watch it again, and it's in my favorite movie list for sure.
I enjoyed it a lot too. It's definitely one of those movies where you got to be in the right place to watch it. You know,
True.
It's not. This movie wasn't winning any awards, guys.
No, and it's like if you're only gonna turn it on and half pay attention, like that's not it. You have to be in it because you won't be able to tell a lot of the things that are happening, and you need to pay attention because it is so worth it.
If you're one of those people who needs logic when watching the movies, it's not for you.
Yeah.
I'll say it straight up.
I think with a lot of these movies that we're going to be covering on here and that we already have, that, logic and sense, you need to go in these movies with an open mind.
Logic wasn't the goal.
Go into these with an open mind. Have fun.
Yeah.
That is the goal. Don't criticize it. Have fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just turn your brain off and enjoy and focus.
Ratings.
Yeah. You said 10 out of 10?
I mean, I said it was brilliant. I didn't say what I rate it.
Okay. Go.
God, are we rating it for like how good it is, or how good we thought it is?
How good is a recommendation? Like, if you knew somebody, like, I knew that you loved B-rated movies, so I definitely recommended that one for you. So on a scale
If
of 1
I
to 10.
recommend it to people who like B-rated movies, I would say 10 out of 10. Like, this
Same.
was perfect.
Same. I'm not going to
Absolutely.
recommend this to my mom.
No.
I think even for people who, personally for me, who just want to have a good time and are just sitting at bored,
It's like,
bored
you
at
don't
home.
have to be specifically into this to want to see it. It's
No.
like, but it's something that if you want a good laugh, put it on.
Yeah.
I mean, for me...
You want to see some cool effects, like makeup effects? They
Definitely.
did really good.
Yeah, want a horror movie that's not, like, scary, but it's just for the fun of it? Go for it.
It's one of those, like, we're going to quote it and throw popcorn.
Personally, I think for anybody who just really wants to have a good time for a movie, I give it an 8.2 just because of its originality.
Yeah,
Sure.
And the special effects. As a general overall movie, for some of you general moviegoers, not that you shouldn't go check it out, but I think I'd probably give it a 5.7.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair.
It's very in the middle. It's one of those things that I think, like, after the first 20 minutes, you either are interested and hooked, or you're not.
Yeah, give it a few minutes before you write it off initially.
Right. It's like,
Give it a chance to
I
progress.
don't know, the first 20 minutes did pull me in, though.
Exactly, yeah. You guys were in the right mindset.
First
though,
5 minutes pulled me in. Like, this movie was fucking funny.
Yeah.
And it's very trippy with
Yes.
its visuals.
Very trippy.
Between the photo negativity here and
That's so cool. That's
and
so
the,
cool.
and the
Right.
green kind of wobbly wobbly.
They
Timey-wimey.
enhance the experience of being high, but, like, yeah, obviously atomically high. So they're seeing weird colors. Everything's just different.
Yeah,
Well, like, but we're seeing the colors with them, basically.
The one girl went from being uptight to I must have you now. Like,
Girl, yeah. she got that hog.
yeah, you were like, yeah, oh god.
Sorry.
And on that note,
Well, hopefully you guys will enjoy this episode. We love having our lovely new host with us.
Yes.
It makes it all the much more fun.
Oh, thanks, guys.
oh gee, yeah.
So we'll bring you guys another episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this addition to Film Nerds Hour.
Stay safe.
And once
Wear your
again,
damn mask, bitch!
Social
again-
distance.
I'm Noah Sweeto,
Nathaniel Shoemaker.
Cleo Lammers.
and we will see you on the next Film Nerds Hour.
Yeah.
So long, guys. Stay safe.
Bye, bitches!
See you later.